Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing
Basketball. Here's our hosts, Steve Collins. And Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Before we're jumping on, Coach is going to tell me the topic of today's. This is like Smartless. I don't know the guest, just like I don't know the topic.
You don't know the guest.
I don't know the topic. So he's going to throw the topic at me, and then I'm going to answer it. So we're not
put him on the spot. Watch him sweat. Let's see if he sweats a little bit.
We're not quite. I'm no Sean Hayes or Will Arnett. So anyway, great.
It's a good podcast.
It is a great podcast. We can
only strive to be there, Coach.
Oh God, you know how much money they make. Make 1/1000th of that. We were driving around Ireland, and it's like 4 or 5 hours between stops, and we're listening to Smartless, and my son kept going, "Put on another Smartless, Dad." It's like, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
He thought it was good.
Yeah, that's our road trip podcast.
Yes,
that and some sort of
Conan O'Brien's pretty funny. If you haven't listened,
is it? I've listened to him. I actually listened to him on Smartless too.
Yeah, but he's funny. His like, I want to be your friend kind of. His assistant has moved her. She's moved up the pecking order. She's not her assistant anymore. Now she's on the podcast, and they hired a new assistant.
Oh, funny.
Good for her.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Before we get into the topic that I don't know about,
yes.
I would. We have a couple things that we're pretty excited about. Do you want to share those, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, coaches, we want to come your way and do a coaching clinic for you and your group, your youth hoops group. If it's a CYO type of group or a YMCA or some sort of independent league, during the season, we'll come out.
Yep.
For you and to you and all of your coaches. We'll share our knowledge with you. And help you have a winning season. So head on over to coachingyouthhoops.com/clinic. Sign you and your group up there. We're going to be, you'll be entered into a drawing. There, and the first place is this clinic. The second place prize, you get an IC3 shooting machine for you and your group.
Right to your front door.
Yeah, right to your door. Third is you're gonna the coach who signs up will get one full subscription to Coaching Youth Hoops for one season, and then and everybody's a winner.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, everybody gets a trophy. That's society we live in today, even coaches. So when you sign up, you're gonna get our preseason clinic. Normally there is a fee that we do charge for that preseason, but we are giving it away to anyone who enters that drawing. So again, you got to be part of a group because we want to fly out and talk to a bunch of coaches.
Yeah, it's not just for you. We're not coming out and running a clinic in your driveway
and just having coffee. Exactly.
I
We
mean,
will after,
we'll
but
do that if you want to
yeah.
contact us for the right price. Shoot, we'll come do that.
That's right.
You know, everybody has their price. We'll come do
Everybody
that,
has a price.
but it's going to have to be worth our time. And Coach knows I have 7 podcasts, so time is of the essence. Also, what is the other thing we're pretty excited about?
Yeah, we're launching
the
a brand
techie
new
thing.
coaching. Oh, what's that?
The techie thing. The techie thing.
Techie thing. Yeah, the
Yes.
techie thing. Yeah. So we are launching a brand new Coaching Youth Hoops platform uh, with dynamic practice plans, lots of new content, lots of new drills are going to be added to that. You'll be able to change your practice plans. It will come preloaded with practice plans, so you can just, get whatever is in there, or you can make it, tweak it however you like. So if you go to that, I should say that launches in the fall. So get on that waiting list now. Anybody who's on that waiting list, we will be offering some special discounts when that platform launches, and special content too. So you can find that at coachingyouthhoops.com/waitlist.
All right, there we go. All right, the pitches are over. Now we're going to head off to the podcast, Coach. So what are we talking about today?
So I had an interesting opportunity last night with my team, and it was actually really just on the fly, kind of. I do it on a regular basis, but I didn't have it planned. And last night, but I was glad I did. We huddled up. This is my 7th and 8th grade girls. We huddled up and I asked them, what do you want to learn or dive deeper in that we really, we haven't had time to focus on, or something that's really of interest to you? And I would thought it honestly, and I got to give these girls more credit. They're an absolutely amazing group of girls. If you're listening, I know a few of the parents do absolutely enjoy going to the practice. They started spitting off things. And I was just like, oh my gosh, wow. Like, not just, oh, we want to shoot more threes. Was that on the list? Yeah, of course, right? But this is the one that caught me off guard, that they wanted to learn more about. So I'm curious how you teach this. And this is being more court aware. How do you teach being court aware?
Okay, what do you mean by court aware? First,
okay, so
what is the definition of that?
Yes, and that's what I asked too. I said, well, what specifically tell me? And they said, okay, we have a scenario for you. We run the blitz attack offense. You go to blitzattackoffense.com. Just gotta slide that in there. Go to blitzattackoffense.com. Yeah,
and I'm gonna run the funnel down defense.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can get.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can actually go when you buy the blitz.
You'll get the chance to get the funnel down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do a down screen because it's based off of Zoom. It's Zoom continuity. You do a down screen. We have one particular girl. She sets a great down screen, and then she opens up towards the ball. I'm seeing it from the sidelines. She's got to be open about 99% of the time. And the other girls started to recognize it and started seeing it on the sidelines as well. And they get mad at themselves when they miss it. Okay. So in that particular scenario, they were saying, well, coach, how do we train ourselves so we see her, because she's open all the time, and that's going to be an easy layup for us. Right. So that was the example. There's other ones, but that was
and you're talking about the person that has the ball being court aware, or the person without the ball?
Person with the ball, but I think that's more of their struggle is with the ball. They're doing the things and they're seeing things, but we're missing them because the girl is on to the next task that has the ball, right?
Yep. So I think the way that I allow in Caitlin Clark, we were just talking about her recently in her $20 million shoe deal, is she is very court aware.
Yeah.
At all given times. Great passer, but she also is aware of not only when she has the ball, but where other people are on the offensive end. Very aware, like crazy aware. like almost like not normal aware. So the issue is, I think, with court awareness is perspective and what you see when you are looking, right? It's like, are you aware of the things that are happening? So we try to teach in our program that every time you catch the ball, you look at the rim, and you look at the rim you're trying to score at. That makes you more court aware, because even in the full court, if you look at the rim that you want to, like, you're not going to take a 74-foot shot, but if you catch it and look at the rim, okay, and you, every time you catch it and you look, you're going to see the forest rather than, you're going to see everything.
Right. It's a good idea.
And I think it's just an catch, look at the rim, catch, look at the rim. So we really, that is one way that we really work on making aware, because often they don't. Often they're looking at their friend, or they're looking to someone's going to cut or something. Yeah. If you look at the rim, no matter where you are on the court, if you look at the rim, you'll see everything else. You'll see them cutting, you'll see them slipping, you'll see they're open, you'll see now that's especially when you have the ball. It works, and for the person with the ball, if they always look at the rim, they'll always see and be more court aware. Off ball is harder, as far as reads and things like that. And we do some stuff with, different coming off screen, down screens. What do you do? That's where from the last podcast, when we're talking about constraints, that's where you got to teach through constraints a little bit. But person with ball, I think the easiest way is to always catch and look, because you might shoot it, you might pass it, you might dribble it, but if you don't know what's in front of you, you can't make a decision.
That's a nice little trigger if you have the ball. And even, the one thing I said to them, because I'm like, okay, they're starting to connect the dots. They know they need to have better court awareness. And even in again, I'm going to talk about specifically the blitz, that if as you move through the blitz, and as you get older and more educated on the blitz, it's not a set offense. At the younger grades, yeah, absolutely. We just we teach the down screens coming off. But now, as they're getting older and having a year or 2 years with the blitz, it's really a dynamic offense where it changes, and it's really so hard to guard, because you're making those reads, and you have to start making reads and learn how to make reads, and looking for situations to. Again, we talked about this in the principles of play. What are we trying to do at the end of the day? I don't really care about the offense with a little ball in the big hoop. Okay, yeah, we have a set offense or an offense because it helps players know where their other teammates are on the court, right? So I know where Steve is going to move in this action, right? A little bit more predictable. But then you can if you start mixing in these reads and being court aware, wow, the game just opens up to you, I think. And
it slows.
Yeah.
It slows.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's like when Caitlin is playing, it's slow for her. She is able to see things before other people can see things. So I think it's slows.
Oh, sorry.
No,
it's a huge part of this is playing. We talked about constraints and constraint based on the last podcast. And if you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that. 5-on-0 offense, there's no reads you're going to make, right? There's no court awareness necessarily, or smaller, right? Court awareness in this context that we're using today is really when you have this craziness of 10 people on the half court, right? Or on the court, and having to react in real time. And the way you learn that, and the way you learn court awareness, is setting up those scenarios and playing more.
Right. Yeah. And I don't remember where I was reading this too. It's like childhood play has disappeared. Everything is scheduled. Everything is organized. Everything is like, I know I'm old, but we used to play in the streets.
Right.
And
Yeah,
we lived on a
absolutely.
corner,
Yeah.
like an intersection of a corner. So we always had to jump out, jump back in, jump back. It's like, sure, it wasn't the safest thing in the world, but
We didn't care about safety back then.
yeah, seatbelt. You don't want to wear a seatbelt. What the heck?
Yeah.
Seatbelts.
Well, on that same line, and I don't know if you remember the tweet you sent me yesterday about that soccer program.
I know.
Who just let the kids play, and then the number of athletes and professional athletes that came out of that program by just letting them play.
I know.
Right.
And then developing them through letting them play.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's the reason this summer we're not going to any leagues. We're not going to any tournaments. We're not going to anything. We're just going to let them play because they're all playing enough. Let's play. You guys can come and help in the gym and you can play, or you can work on your stuff, but we don't need to play more games. Not structured games, unstructured.
Yeah.
Games.
Unstructured game. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I've been really adapting the European model to my philosophy and my program, which is more practices, fewer games, not the other way around.
Yep.
And it's not just, okay, guys, dribble the ball, right? Get a bunch of shots up. They're playing games in practice, right? But they have a little bit more. They're constraint-based games, right? So they're getting better and their skill sets are getting better because of that.
Right. I agree. All right. Anything else with that, Coach?
No, that's it, Coach, on that.
All right.
And again, guys, if you have questions about how to how to manage and how to teach any of this in any subject that we talk about ever, just reach out to us and we might dive deeper into a few of these subject areas and get on our newsletter as well at coachingyouthhoops.com.
Or go to the Facebook group too, and that's where we get a lot of questions. Groups. Yeah, Coaching Youth Hoops Facebook group. All right, one more for the clinic, Coach. Because
hey, coaches,
I'm gonna get in trouble leaving town. We better get enough people signed up here. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. We want to come out by you and do a clinic. And hey, if you're where do we want to travel? Paris. Barcelona. No, just kidding. Anyway,
no, St. John's. Is anybody at St. Thomas?
Maybe even Hawaii. Encouraging you to sign up. Yeah, go sign up for.
Coach will be going to Hawaii by himself. Coach will be going to Hawaii by himself because he's in California.
You wouldn't come with me?
That's a long flight. That would be a hard on a weekend for me. You could do it in a 5-6
I could.
Flight. Yeah, it would probably be Coach, not me. But anyway.
Anyway, go to coachingyouthhoops.com/clinic. Enter your group in our giveaway. We're giving away a coaches clinic for you and all of your coaches. Again, coachingyouthhoops.com/clinic. And the other thing to keep in mind is this fall we are launching our brand new Coaching Youth Hoops practice planning system. So go check that out. Get on the waiting list. That's going to launch this fall. Trust me, you want to be on that waiting list for the special discounts. coachingyouthhoops.com/waitlist.
All right. Till next week, Coach.
Next week.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
These days, work is in trouble. We've outsourced most of our manufacturing to other countries, and with that, we sent away good jobs and our capability to make things. American Giant is a clothing company that's pushing back against this tide. They make all kinds of high-quality clothing and activewear, like sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more, right here in the USA. So when you buy American Giant, you create jobs in towns and cities across the country. And jobs bring pride, purpose. They stitch people together. If all that sounds good to you, visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with promo code STAPLE20.